So no lyrics input. What's up, everybody? It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show. Your 24-hour day back from the break. Remember, you all can follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports podcast. We're going on Rabble TV, Spreaker, YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Also, don't forget you can go on the Twitter page at KBR_sports for the live links and show topics are tweeted prior to every single show. Also, you can call in at 571-991-0566 to give your thoughts and opinions on any KBR Sports show topic that may be getting discussed. All right, so let's jump into this next topic. Well, the other big news, other than everything in the political stratosphere, was Carmelo Anthony saga finally coming to an end with the Knicks. Carmelo Anthony was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder over the weekend. And the Thunder weren't really a team that was really a big contender for most of the offseason for what everybody thought where Melo would go. The Knicks received Enes Kanter, Doug McDermott, and the 2018 second round pick from Oklahoma City. And obviously Oklahoma City got Carmelo Anthony. In receiving Carmelo, the Oklahoma City Thunder receiving Carmelo Anthony, they receive a 22.4 points per game score, 2.9 assist guy, 5.9 rebound, 43% shooting, 36% free-point shooter, and 83.3% free throw shooter from the field. Nigel, what do you think that getting Carmelo Anthony does for the Thunder's chances in terms of contending for a title? Are they the top team to contend with Golden State? Are they second, third, fourth? What do you think this does for their chances?
Okay, first of all, let's go back to your point.
The question.
Shut up.
I'm just.
That's not what I was gonna say. But
you just said it.
Shut up.
Right.
You said how the Oklahoma City Thunder weren't even in it into the last minute. I was looking at the tweets and this is what happened. I saw that Oklahoma City just entered the conversation with the Knicks, and Carmelo Anthony had been traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's exactly how I saw it. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, where did that come from?
Yeah. Last second stuff.
Originally, it was like it was Cleveland and Houston, and it just came in and completely.
And Portland was like on the outside.
Yeah, it kept being reported that he was thinking about adding Portland to the list that he's going to accept.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of how I see them being a threat to OKC, to the Warriors, I still think they're behind. Do we think the Spurs are still above them?
I mean, the Spurs are just already a solidified team, so I would have to put the Spurs up there because they're already a made team. Like they're in the system. Everything. OKC still has to find its way of playing together. So
okay,
yeah, I'll put the Spurs. I already know what the Spurs are.
I agree with you. I think the Spurs are right. Now become the two teams that I think are the most interesting. Do you think the Rockets are ahead?
No.
You don't think the Rockets are?
No.
Okay. What about the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Who's the best player in between both teams? Yeah, Russell Westbrook. So I'm going to take the team Russell Westbrook is on.
But
what team has more defensive capability? I'll say probably Minnesota. But in terms of if Andrew Wiggins actually wanted to play defense, you know, no. Hear me out. If Andrew Wiggins actually wanted to play defense, then because that team is a lot more length. I don't know how in terms of Karl Anthony Towns' ability to defend. He's a bad defender. I'm saying that's what they would have to play defense. But
the problem is that Teague is a slightly above average defender. Wiggins is a bad defender. Karl Anthony Towns is a bad defender.
That's my point. Where Russell Westbrook isn't the bad. Russell can play defense when he makes his mind to play defense, but he doesn't. You said what?
He's not going to.
You never know when your offensive load gets relieved. You could honestly make shift to playing more defense.
Okay, he's not going to. So let's go ahead and go.
You can't say that for sure. You can't guarantee.
I just did.
You can't guarantee.
I just did.
You don't know that for sure.
I just did.
You look like a real a-hole if during the season he ends up playing defense. So yeah, I mean, you're saying it don't matter.
It will when I'm right. They still have Andre Roberson. They added Paul George and Steven Adams are still there. So I mean, they still have three above average defenders. And like you said, Russ can play defense.
Yes.
But not. So he's still a slightly below average.
If you're telling me Jeff Teague is going to be more capable on defense than Russell Westbrook, then we don't need. Then
exactly what I'm saying.
Then
exactly what I'm saying.
Then leave the room.
You ain't gotta tell me twice.
Yeah, man. That's a foolhardy opinion. I don't know how to take that.
He's been better defending them for 2.
Russell, I said, who has a better defending cap? Like, who, at the peak of their defensive abilities, which team is better? That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying,
what they actually play
can I finish the sentence?
No.
Yeah, at the peak of their ability to play defense, which team is better? If Minnesota's players play defense, they have defense in the most pivotal positions where it's needed. On the wings, they have it at Jimmy Butler, they have it at Andrew Wiggins, and then No, but Andre Roberson is efficiency on offense as well. That's the reason I'm saying that fact. I'm looking at defense on the first game.
He was the second leading scorer.
Nigel, shut up with that damn stat. You keep saying that stat like it's relevant.
It is relevant. What do you mean?
It's not relevant. How about where was he on the regular season, Nigel?
The playoffs where it matters.
Oh yeah, for 5 games.
I remember all those times LeBron was better than every player in the league because he was a great regular season player. I remember those times.
Nigel, and you've always banked on those times. What are you talking about? Yeah, so what are you talking about? So Andre Roberts, yeah, don't bring me that.
He's still right though.
Don't bring me that. But Nigel, stop saying irrelevant stats. Like that doesn't matter when your team is minus whatever when Russell Westbrook goes off the court.
He's not. I didn't say he's an MVP candidate. I just say
you sound like he's an MVP candidate. Anyway. I think because Russell Westbrook is the best player in the best player on the team, and I think honestly Russell would give the Steph Curry. He makes Steph Curry work more on the other end of the court than Jeff Teague would have to, and I think they have a lot more help in terms of how they have guys to guard.
How would Steph check Russ?
So what?
How would Steph check Russ?
They just put him in pick and rolls. They just put him in pick and rolls. That's literally what the Cavaliers did 2 years ago. They put Steph Curry in pick and rolls all the time.
You think they have adapted
there's no,
to that?
You
think they've adapted to that?
The only reason they adapted to that is because they got Kevin Durant.
They've adapted to it then.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. You think they're just going to let him run pick and rolls and bad stuff?
Okay. Yeah. What do you mean? The reason why Kevin Durant and everybody else gets to roam because there's always a wing player that you can leave. None of those wing players you can leave, except for Andre Roberson, but he's going to be in a pick and roll. What is your point? Yeah. So if you put Steph Curry in a pick and roll, you can force defensive pressure on the Warriors. So I think that the OKC honestly would be probably the best matchup for them out of the West. Now, just in terms of how. I don't know how that would, this 3 ISO guys coming together on one team.
2 guys who are great catch and shoot players.
No, yeah, they are great catch and shoot players. So Nigel,
go ahead, make your point. I didn't say anything.
All right, you did. But when you look at these guys, how they play. If I don't know if people can really use. A lot of people say you don't want to use Team USA as a precursor to judge how players can play. But I don't. You don't have to use Team. You can use the All-Star game. You can see how when it comes to late minute situations. I just said late minute situation when the defensive intensity intensifies, and you see how guys are able to slide into spots and knock down open catch and shoot shots. So, and you see how a lot of those guys become big scorers in those late game moments. It just depends on how you form an offense around them to maximize on their capabilities.
I agree with you.
You do?
Yeah, seriously, I do.
Really?
Yeah. I actually, as much as I not say trash, don't shut up.
Trash is understatement. Trash is understatement.
As much as I don't
support him,
there you go.
Praise him,
support,
give him any kind of credit.
I do give him credit. Right?
When?
I do give him. Shut up, man. That's my point. As much as I don't really, support Carmelo in his play style, I actually think this was a fantastic trade. I think if there was a place I would have wanted him to go, I actually think this was a better fit than. I think Houston was the best fit, but this would be the second best fit for him. Honestly, I think.
No, I think this was a better fit than Houston.
No, I disagree with that.
I think it's a better fit than Houston because whatever you would have given up from Houston, you would have been stripped bare.
No, they would have given Brian Anderson something else.
Yeah, and something else. But you would have been stripped bare. Whatever else they were willing to take. And this Cantor is still a good player that the Knicks are getting on the flip side. So you're telling me you're going to give away Trevor Ariza or somebody of that ilk, your other wing defender? Actually, your only other wing defender aside of Chris Paul. You said no, well, they take a bench player for it.
Ryan Anderson, a bench player.
They're taking a Ryan Anderson no, that's not an equivocal.
They took on Enes Kanter contract. What do you mean?
Enes Kanter's a better player than Ryan Anderson at this point in time. His contract's better than Ryan Anderson's. Are you kidding me?
It's 18. Oh, it is a better contract.
It's a better contract. So at this point in time, you rather take on that, and you're getting a younger player. You're getting a guy Enes Kanter.
Oh, okay.
you're getting a younger player in Enes Kanter. You're getting Doug McDermott, who's also a younger player, who's a spot up shooter, and you got a draft pick.
You act like they can't find a spot up shooter on.
Yeah, not Nigel, but you're still neglecting the fact that you would have to get rid of Trevor Ariza most likely if you would most likely have to get.
They could throw in a first round pick instead of a second round pick.
You said what?
They could throw in a first round pick.
But you have to make the money work too, so you would have to give up Trevor Ariza. Nobody wants Ryan Anderson's contract.
How much is
Carmelo? I think he made $23 million or 25.
Trevor Ariza's not probably $5 million, $7 million contract.
But I'm saying. So you would have had to give away a guy that would have been substantial too. What?
We got 13 involved.
Nigel, they had the whole summer to get a 13 involved. Obviously, it didn't work. So this is I think this was the best fit for him because if you went to Houston, you would have had a team full of guys most likely that couldn't play defense on the perimeter, and you would have been stuck in a situation where you would have had Chris Paul, James Harden, and Carmelo, but your defensive prowess would have been devoid, and you might have been a high flying offense, but you still wouldn't be the offense of Golden State, and you're still.
Oh, you say anything like OKC?
Oklahoma City's play style is more slow down and rugged. And now the problem with Oklahoma City has always been that in those situations when Russ created open opportunities for people, the people couldn't hit the shot.
Be Golden State?
Huh?
Do you take them to beat Golden State?
No, I think Golden State's better. Okay. But this team is a lot better off to beat Golden State than I think Houston would be off. Oklahoma City was a way better defensive team than Houston was last year. And I think Oklahoma City has a way higher defensive potential than if he went to Houston. So that's why I'm like, I would definitely say Oklahoma City is a better matchup for them than Houston would be.
I would say that Houston has a better offensive potential than OKC does.
I'm saying, but you haven't seen what Oklahoma City. You can say that with Houston because of what you saw from them last year, just because they're a 3-point rating team. But the problem, a lot of those guys left. A lot of those people left. Oklahoma City improved in every which way. Eric Gordon, Patrick Beverly, yes, all those guys left. So it's like you lost a lot. You lost your 6th man of the year. You lost Lou Williams leave.
I don't remember. I don't think he did.
Yeah, I think Lou Williams got traded. Yeah, he got traded. So you lost essentially your whole bench, and then you would have what else would you have had left? So your team would have been scrapped. So it's like Oklahoma City improved in practically almost every way, and so that the change in offense and defense, Oklahoma City to me just is just the best team for him to have gone to. Now, would you say this puts them as a better contender than Cleveland would be?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
For what reason?
For what reason?
Yes.
Mainly because LeBron's still the best player in the series. And secondly, I guess it'll come down to who you think is the second best player who's better between the two second play options. Isaiah Thomas or Paul George.
Who would you take?
I think Isaiah Thomas.
As a second option?
Yeah.
Really?
I think anytime you can have a guy who's almost an MVP candidate over Paul George.
Whose team do you think was better? In terms of what they play with? Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas. No,
do you think that helped him out in his...
Absolutely. But do I think Paul George has ever been on the level that Isaiah Thomas was?
No, but...
I mean, it's not like having a great team helped him, yeah, but I mean, he still...
Because it works both ways, defensively as well.
Sure, it does. It does.
And I think for what Paul George gives you on both ends... And Paul George hasn't played with a player of Russell Westbrook's caliber, while Isaiah Thomas hasn't played with a player of LeBron's caliber, but he has played with a much better team.
Yeah, but he did play with a better team.
So...
He was also the number one option on that team. It was a big reason for why that team was great.
No, he was a big reason for it, but he's also a defensive deficiency. And it was... And so, in terms of when you're playing against the teams with the best point guards, that defensive deficiency can come back to hit you.
Yeah, and you keep acting like you have to, because you're a point guard, you have to guard a point guard.
But Nigel, these guys, both of them got eaten up last year. You're saying as if J.R. Smith and Kyrie Irving, they both got eaten up. Steph had them both for lunch, so it's not like you're saying,
Steph does. He doesn't have anybody for lunch.
That's my point. I said, who's the better matchup for the Warriors?
Yeah, okay, so if you put Russ on, you think Russ is going to make him not...
It's a better matchup.
He ate up Russ and they played
Who would you rather have? The pairing of Russell Westbrook and Andre Roberson defense? What do you mean that they don't care the better pairing? You're literally making the case that's not the better pairing.
You said they ate them up for lunch. Guess who he ate for lunch as well? OKC.
Yes, he ate OKC for lunch.
Yes.
Want to know why? Because everything was on Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook didn't care about defense.
What year has Russell cared about defense?
What year did Russell care about
Yeah,
defense?
show me a year. I'll give you time to look it up. Oh, man. Go ahead and look it up. Listen, last time Russ was good on defense.
Nigel, when was the last time Isaiah Thomas was good on defense?
Never. I didn't go ahead and say that.
But Russ is better.
Russ has been good for 4 years.
Russ has been better. Russ has had a bigger offensive load than Isaiah Thomas. Is that arguable?
No.
Exactly. Russ has had a way bigger offensive load.
So your point is that he's a better defender, but he still sucks on defense anyway.
No, I'm saying he went with less of a load, and with him not chasing a triple double, he will be able to put more effort in the defensive end of the floor. We both agree that with a better team, your offensive load shifts. Kevin Durant improved on defense with a lesser load to have to shoulder on offense.
He was great. So, he was great before he left.
No, he was great now. He was still a really good defender.
Go watch the playoffs.
I'm saying I know what he was. I saw it. I'm saying he was still a really good defender. But it took him to but he took his play to another level when he went to Golden State. And I'm saying when you have another guy next to you, when you have multiple players around you that can shoulder offensive loads, Russell Westbrook still had a heavy offensive load when he was in Oklahoma City with Kevin Durant.
Absolutely.
It's not like Kevin Durant took some load off of him, but I think it's also more difficult when a point guard is tasked with playing defense then versus another off wing player. When Kevin Durant is tasked with playing the offensive load, he's not getting hit with screens on a continual basis. Russell Westbrook is. And I'm saying now you don't have to just give up on all those screens and stuff because you can actually have that energy to expend. Whereas I think in the backcourt of Cleveland, those guys aren't as talented on the defensive end that they can play up to those levels as much as OKC could. You said they're still a better offensive team,
but
I agree just because of LeBron. That's only and because they're deeper. Well, yeah, they're deeper.
Thomas is still probably a better offensive player than
Russell Westbrook.
No, Paul George.
Okay. I don't know.
Shut up.
No, I don't know.
Shut up.
Isaiah Thomas better than Paul George on offense? I don't know about that one. I don't know. I don't know. What? I honestly don't know. I don't know.
I'm losing my voice
Tell me why Isaiah Thomas can do that Paul George can.
Are you efficient?
Yeah. Paul George was efficient.
Not as efficient as Isaiah Thomas was.
Nigel, there were like 10 point guards in the league that weren't as efficient as Isaiah Thomas, and you want to tell me you're going to take every one of them after Isaiah Thomas?
That's not the question.
That's my question. I'm asking you right now. That's literally my question I just asked you. You can't say it's not the question. I just asked you the question.
What do you mean? So,
hold on
a second.
So would you take Damian Lillard or Isaiah Thomas? Would you take Kyrie Irving or Isaiah Thomas?
I said they're even. That's they're about even already. I said that when that's the better traded.
So that didn't answer my question. Would you take Kyrie Irving?
I said they're even. That's the answer to the question.
Would you take Kyrie Irving?
Either one.
So just make a choice. Make a choice. I
just gave you the choice.
You say either one isn't answering my question.
Yes, it is.
Are you taking Kyrie or Isaiah?
Interchangeable.
No, you can't say. Oh, I would. Michael and LeBron are so similar. I would take whatever.
But you can't say that because they're not.
Make a choice.
Yes, I answered your question. They are interchangeable.
So you won't take another guy. Yeah, Nigel, just say you literally are sitting here pondering Damian Lillard over Isaiah Thomas.
I was.
And yet you won't just make a choice.
I would probably take Damian Lillard.
You would take Damian Lillard. Would you take John Wall or Isaiah Thomas? I'm listing all point guards that shot worse than Isaiah Thomas this year. Would you take Russell? Would you take Russell Westbrook or Isaiah Thomas?
I'd take Russ.
Okay.
That's because I would take only Russ because he has a better way more all-around game than him.
And Paul George has a better all-around game than Isaiah Thomas.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
Hold on. Russ is a better playmaker and a rebounder and a defender.
Paul George is a better defender, rebounder,
and worse playmaker and a worse scorer. What's your point?
Whoa!
What? Please tell me what, Brendan.
Scoring-wise, I'm not all too sold on it. I'm not all too sold on it. Nigel, I just give you a list. I'm just saying, Nigel, but you're going on just efficiency. I literally just asked you.
He scores more and more efficiently
Nigel,
than the guy.
I just asked you about Damian Lillard, and he falls in the same category. And you're telling me you would take Dame over Isaiah, and he falls under the same category as Paul George, but he's worse. But he's worse.
That's what.
He's worse. He has a better team.
Ooh,
Damian Lillard.
He does have a better team.
So I don't understand what your logic is here. Yeah. Like what?
But Damian Lillard is still they're playing about the same. Is it not? Their scoring is about the same. It's not like Paul George averaged 22 last year on more scoring. What? That's not comparable.
Okay, so I asked you about John Wall too.
That's why I said I paused on John Wall because he's a notably better playmaker than Isaiah Thomas and a better defender than Isaiah Thomas. So his playmaking makes up for the fact that he's not as good of a scorer. And I hesitate because he's not as good of a scorer as Isaiah Thomas.
What?
I hesitate on because he's drop off from scoring is such a drop off from Isaiah Thomas. That's why I hesitate on it.
I still wish I had the Kyrie Irving answer.
I gave you a Kyrie Irving answer. Brendan, the answer I gave you.
You're acting like Paul George was so just inefficient. He shot 46% from the field.
Wait, how much did he average?
He averaged 23.7 points.
So he averaged 5 less points on about the same shooting.
Like, what do you... So I don't understand. And he played on a worse team.
So
he played on a worse team, Nigel.
Go back to your point. Brendan, his numbers have always been around that. What's his year?
You said what's his best year?
Best year. Give me the year he went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He had the number one team in the Eastern Conference.
That was when he averaged 21.7, I think.
Number one option, best team in the league. I'm
not sure. That was right. Is that right before he broke his arm?
Yeah. No. 2 years.
No, then that was his second year. He was still a role player.
No, then that's not that year. Then.
Yeah, he was still a role player.
So Brendan, again,
yeah, I don't.
So again, his best year is 23 points a game.
Is it?
Yes.
No, it's not. It was this season.
Yeah. No, you scored 23 points. I said 23 points.
Yeah, he's 23.7 this year. Are you talking about this one or that one?
I'm talking about either one. I'm saying his best year was 23 points a game.
Yeah, and I'm saying...
So he had less volume on slightly less efficiency.
But I'm saying, his ceiling as a player, would you rather build your franchise around Isaiah Thomas or Paul George?
Neither of them.
Nigel, that wasn't the question. Would you rather build Isaiah Thomas or Paul George?
Paul George.
There's a reason.
No,
there's a reason.
There's a reason. The reason I would take Paul, you could find a point guard easier. You can find a point guard easier than you can find a wing player.
Because he can be better.
That's not what I said.
Because Paul George can be better.
It's not what I said though. I gave you a reason. You refused.
I know your real reason.
You refused accept my reason.
I know your real reason.
Shut up.
I know your real reason.
That's why I answered the question.
Paul George.
It's easier to find a point guard than a wing.
Isaiah Thomas had one season when he was more efficient than Paul George. He had this MVP season. Everybody even said this season was an anomaly. So you're gonna take him at the face value of this season when Paul George already has a. Because he hasn't done this before. What do you mean?
He hasn't been in that situation before. What do you mean?
He was in it last year.
He improved every single year.
Nigel, but he didn't do this. Paul George has been steady with what he's done.
Wait, that was steady.
Nigel, he did the same thing last year. And he
so, 12,
right
17, 21, 23, and 23 is steady?
No, Nigel, in the last 3 years, it dip. Right before he broke his leg. Where he broke his leg. He broke his leg that year. And right before that. And then he improved. And he's been steady in what he's been doing. But Nigel, what I'm saying, Paul George has been steady in a bad situation. Isaiah Thomas improved with his team improving. Nigel, you tell me Paul George is second best teammate over the past few years, and when you give me the Miles Turner answer, I'm gonna laugh in your face.
Miles Turner.
On that note, folks, we're gonna transition to our next topic. Who's been playing at a higher level, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers? Stay tuned to find out our answer on KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, your 24-hour day. Remember, wait 50 to 60 seconds. The live link will disappear, and when we come back, it should reappear for you guys to tune into. It's KBR Sports.